Good morning. This is Dr. Murphy from Spa Day Bound, and today I want to talk to you about how you can prevent inappropriate sexual behaviors before the client even gets to your office. So one of the first things that we want to discuss is the advertisement that your company is involved with or what you yourself are doing. And sometimes we have this in our control and sometimes we don't have this in our control, which might sound kind of strange if you're advertising for your own business. A few years ago, I got contacted by my software company that was doing my scheduling, and they said, we can advertise for you for very little per month. And I was like, great, because I don't know what I'm doing, and if someone else is doing it for me, that should solve all of my problems. Well, unfortunately, I started getting phone calls at 4 o'clock in the morning asking me if I was open for business, calling me babe, calling me all sorts of things. And I primarily only worked with breast cancer survivors at that time doing lymphatic therapy. And I did have some male clients, but nobody needs MLD at 3 o'clock in the morning. So one fellow contacted me in the middle of the day, and I could tell that he was a creeper. And I asked him, how did you get my phone number? And he goes, oh, the back pages. And I was like, what's the back pages? Because I did not know what it was at that time. And it turns out that the company that I was paying to advertise for me was actually going out and putting me on the back pages with all the other not massage therapist type of spa places. Not spa, but but still we have to constantly research and look up our own businesses and constantly do those reviews to find out, are we showing up somewhere that we don't want to be in? Another very important thing to do to help prevent any miscommunication is by having your photos professionally done on your website. I have seen people advertising on Yelp for massage and their photo is of them in their bikini on their couch. Well, I don't think that would be appropriate or professional on any level, but there are some people who are out there doing that, and I've seen some people who've been on Facebook going, I don't know why I keep getting these guys who want this happy ending, and you kind of go to their business page and you're like, well, I can tell you exactly why people want a happy ending from you, because you're half naked in your photos. You probably shouldn't be doing that. Any way that a client or someone from the public can access your personal information should probably be turned off as soon as possible. No matter what you have to do to keep the public off your private page, do it. Because those people, and I have it happen to me all the time, I have clients through my phone number find out my social media profiles, which I find is very disturbing because I don't even have the same phone number for my business and my personal pages, but they're still being linked up somehow. So I make sure that I don't accept them as friends and keep everything as private as possible. Another thing about using a professional is, like, as massage therapists, we don't want our friend who went to high school with us, who's been baking cookies for the past 12 years, to open up a massage place and say, hey, I do massage now and it's great. You as a professional know that's not really a massage therapist, and you expect someone to come to you because you're a professional, and we need to have that same respect for the photographers as well. By going to someone who's a professional who can edit those photos, you're going to look much better in the long run. And yes, they will probably Photoshop, and that's okay. They're going to change the lighting. They're going to make you look your best. If you want to have your staff showcased and maybe your staff's passion, again, hire a massage therapist to do a personality photo shoot. It's a great idea. It's a great marketing tool. You can find people who really gravitate to a certain massage therapist because you guys happen to be involved in the same thing, and that's fabulous. So I definitely encourage that. More on the small owner, single owner, is the issue of professional attire. As a single business owner, it can be very easy to get too comfortable in what you are wearing from day to day and how you're looking from day to day. So if you're going to be out there working, you do need to set up some sort of professional attire. I wear my lab coat because of the type of work that I do, because I'm doing very different things than just massage. So for me, having that lab coat is very important because it's actually the way I utilize some of my tools that I use. You might want to consider a basic uniform shirt, basic colors. You might want to use scrubs, whatever it is that you define for your business. It should be implemented in the day-to-day activity for all levels of staff, including yourself. I actually have heard people say that they've walked in for a massage and didn't think anything was wrong until they were not given paperwork and were just taken back into a massage room, and they went, this is probably not safe. Why did I not get any type of paperwork? Because most places have some sort of paperwork, and your business should have that as well. It could be very, very simple, name, number, credit card on file, copy of your photo ID. That's very basic. As massage therapists, we probably want something a little bit more, so that way we have on file if someone has any allergies or anything like that. So I would still have some sort of a file system, and it's so easy. Nowadays you can be electronic. I prefer hard copies of everything. I like my filing cabinet. It's just easier for me to deal with in life. But it's a very, very small investment to make in order to look like I'm a professional establishment who's working to resolve issues or even create a spa-like environment versus being confused with someone else who doesn't want to know your name, who doesn't want to know where you're from, because people who don't want to know where their clients are from are maybe a little shady. So I definitely recommend that. Another thing that I've talked about in other videos is having a policy and procedure set in place for how to handle inappropriate sexual behavior. That could also be found within your paperwork if you choose to. I don't have a big sexual, don't do this in my paperwork. Mainly because I try to make sure that I weed out those problems before a person even comes to me. And it's not possible in all situations. I have people who book online, and I might have someone who I've never seen before find me through Google, and they book me online, and I'm walking into a situation where I don't necessarily know what's going to happen. So I try to make sure that I contact that person before the appointment and try to have some sort of conversation with them and ask that very important questions. What is your goal for this session? Because when you hear those answers, sometimes people will tell you that they're looking for nothing therapeutic or spa-like. Answering your phone is also a key component on how you can prevent any type of unwanted situations, because when you answer that phone, or you have a company who answers your phone and it's a professional setting, again, that tends to create that environment that you're not just someone who's opening a back door or a back page or a back anything. There's nothing from the back of the business. It's all, everything's legit, everything's legal, everything's up front. I gone to a spa somewhere down in Miami where there was this big sticker thing that said no sex here. I saw that and I was like, I gotta go, because if you're putting something like that up on your walls, there's something probably not really right going on anyway. So I booked out of that place. Did not feel comfortable. So I wouldn't put up any type of signage like that. I do know different states have different requirements for human trafficking, and you have to follow those laws and stuff like that and provide that information. Where I'm at in Colorado, part of my paperwork does have a requirement that I list the regulatory agency DORA and let people know that if I do anything inappropriate, that they can report me. So whatever your laws are for your state, you're going to have to follow, but I wouldn't go a little extra on signage on my business, because that might also lead people to be very uncomfortable. And we don't want to create an uncomfortable environment. We just want to create that professionalism to say, hey, these are my boundaries, and we're going to have healthy boundaries, and we're not going to engage in anything illegal, because that's not what we're here for. All right. I will be writing up more blogs on this topic, so I will see you later. Bye.